26, and welcome to another episode of Subtrending, where we talk about news and a lot of good stuff.
I thought you were going to smack the table and I was about to freak out.
No.
Because we have microphones now and that just makes the microphones sound like crap.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to smack the table. Gentle hand movements, because I still have to use my hands. But,
naturally.
So yeah, we have on the show today Taylor, Emily, and Andrew. And
Hello.
How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm gonna go with alright. Yeah.
I feel good because my hair's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said when I came in. You're like, my hair's big. I didn't feel good today until my hair got big.
Yeah.
Taylor?
I'm good. Okay.
All right. Well, if everybody's good, okay.
Even if we weren't good, we'd probably still be doing
we still have to be doing this. So we're going to go right into it.
Yeah.
And we are going to talk about Suicide Squad right off the bat. So Suicide Squad, the runtime was just announced for it, and it's going to be 100 minutes long, making it the shortest Marvel Cinematic, well, it's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's shorter than any movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and so far it's the shortest DC movie as well. So, kind of short for a superhero movie. 1 hour, 40 minutes.
Go!
Let's go.
Good.
Yeah. No, I'm the exact same way. Good.
Yeah.
And I think the thing with Suicide Squad is too, it looks to be such an action-packed, heavy movie that I feel like it should. There's not a lot of build-up. It's not like this deeply emotional, we have to enter this conflict. It's going on a suicide mission. Yeah, that's what I was trying to look for.
No, yeah. I completely agree. I think it's one of those movies that needs to be short because it looks to be more of an action movie. Mm-hmm. And also these characters, for the most part, they are all minor characters. They aren't getting Harley might be getting her own solo movie, but that's it. It's not like, it'd be like if War Machine had his own movie, you probably only want that an hour and 40. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, and it's just start small.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I just think the trend in blockbusters to bloat to 2 hour plus movies is sort of tedious because I feel like a lot of them just have too much going on or too much build up, or the fight scenes are so long that they're not fun anymore. Mm-hmm. So a shorter movie, and I also like short movies. I like something I can watch for an hour and a half and be done with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that for this kind of movie, shorter runtime is probably better.
Yeah.
No, I think that definitely with the era of Lord of the Rings coming back and Harry Potter and stuff like that, it definitely caused, and now we're in the superhero bubble, it definitely caused all blockbuster films to go up to, okay, now we're going to be 1 hour and 56 minutes. Yep. Now we're going to be 2 hours and 10 minutes. Now we're 2.5. And it's good to see them step back a little.
The director's cut of BVS was 3 hours.
Yeah.
Which is good. I'm glad they cut. It sucks that they cut what they cut because it looks like it's going to be for Justice League, but
yeah.
Man, that was too long.
The extended editions of Lord of the Rings are what I always get. Cause I'm this stuff was not in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
It's
good.
Release that stuff later.
Yeah.
That's kind
Make your fans buy it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And cut off.
Boom. Okay.
Real quick though, before we move on, I don't think we're talking about this today. They did announce the Justice League synopsis and villain.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, okay, that's interesting. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on,
really?
though.
Okay.
Well, we're talking about Ben Affleck's interview.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Teaser.
All right. Speaking of teasers, because I'm going to throw a little plug in here. Did you guys see our teaser on Sorting yesterday / our video on it? Because if not, you should check it out because it was a really good time, funny video. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So up next, Mass Effect developers, BioWare, as we know them to be.
Yeah, all of us know that.
Yes, all of us know that. So BioWare has revealed why at E3 they decided to reveal the female protagonist, I don't know what I'm saying. Protagonist for the Mass Effect series, or the new one, Andromeda, versus revealing the male. And basically it came down to, because you can pick whatever sex you want to be in the game, so it doesn't really matter. In the last game series, they revealed all, there was a man in every trailer essentially, so they're why not shake it up a little bit? And the fact that people have gotten upset about that is kind of ridiculous, is basically what they said. Let's begin.
Okay. Wasn't, female Shepherd kind of more popular anyway?
She was canon. They said that female Shep is canon.
They actually they were going to make Femme Shep mandatory until they decided, let's not do that.
I like the option.
Yeah,
I just don't understand why people think that it should be a certain way. It shouldn't be either way. If they had shown a man, I'd have been cool, Andromeda.
Yeah, that's seriously what I would do.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they're taking away the option of being a female.
No.
Like I know I can
Being
still.
a man.
Yeah, or being a man. But I'm saying like if I would have seen the man, I would have known that they weren't taking that away. So it's
They
kind of
would never do
ridiculous.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the internet and people get mad.
That's true.
I honestly, it's a really really bad argument. Dumb argument.
It really is.
Yeah. It's kind of sad that they had to even explain themselves. You know what I mean? Like, people know, you know the series, you know what BioWare does. BioWare lets you be a lady in all the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know that. So for people to bring it up and make it an issue, it just seems like you're making an issue out of absolutely nothing.
Like, you're just looking to fight.
I mean, that's the internet.
That's true.
Hi, internet.
Grab your pitchforks, friends. Somebody
Yeah.
said something.
Yes.
Somebody said something bad or something wrong. No, somebody said something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can
like,
figure out what's bad or wrong with it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After you grab the pitchfork.
yeah, and burn the town right down.
Yes.
I don't know. I think I didn't even realize it was her. Like it was the
I didn't
protagonist.
either, actually.
Until they actually said something.
So I guess it's not Shepard anymore?
No, it's
No.
not.
No, it's a new
No,
person.
because-
The
oh.
rumor is it's going to be Commander Ryder.
Yes, that is the
So-
name.
Oh, yeah,
But
I knew that.
I like it. I think it sounds good.
with the way the Mass Effect trilogy ended, Shepard's not an option anymore.
No.
I mean, if you pick the ending that they called canon, it is.
Which one was the canon?
The
Synthesis?
canon, yeah, it was Synthesis,
I
wasn't
don't
it?
remember. It's the one you picked.
It's the one I picked.
So.
Maybe it was Destroy. I don't remember.
I feel like you always pick Destroy.
It was Destroy. Destroy is the
And rough.
canon ending then. Yeah,
We should
because I
talk
picked the
about it
one
later.
where Shepard still lives.
Yep.
So
Secretly. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
next.
So the next thing that we're gonna talk about is Mighty Number 9. Some more video game news, and
I'm really excited to talk about this.
really, so okay, the deal with Mighty Number 9, it was made by the same people who did Mega Man. Mega Man is a massively popular series. A lot of people love it, really good platformer. Yeah, and so they're like, hey, we're gonna come out, we're gonna make a new game, kind of in the spirit of Mega Man, it's gonna be great.
They
People
kickstarted it,
yeah, put a lot of money towards it. Came out, it was a massive flop. And not only that, they couldn't even deliver it to a lot of people who bought the game and who not only bought the game, but kickstarted it beyond just buying the game and provided money for them to create it.
Yeah.
So let's chat.
So I'm gonna go a little bit more detail into that actually.
Go
before we
ahead,
start.
because I don't know what anything
Before we start this
Yeah, I
reviews.
don't know any
So
of
it was
that.
made by Inafune, who created Mega Man.
Yeah, you're the game guy.
Yeah, and he did the Kickstarter and everything, and everybody, and it said it was supposed to come to Vita, PC, Mac, I believe Linux, PS4, PS3,
Basically
Xbox,
all
Xbox
consoles, all
360, and
systems.
3DS. Supposed to come to all these. I think like 2 days before the game came out, which was this past Tuesday, they said the 360 version and the Mac and Linux version are delayed. Literally 2 days before it came out.
Nice.
PC people weren't getting their codes, or the codes were broken. PS4 people weren't getting their DLC codes they were promised. And Inafune's response, granted this was translated from Japanese, was, well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So...
But it's like, at
Okay,
the
I'm
release
gonna
date,
start.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start now.
at the release date, nothing is not what you expect.
Yeah. Well,
Like, better than nothing doesn't mean like better than your expectation, which was nothing. No, like, you have an expectation to be able to play the game that you bought.
this
Yeah.
game has been delayed 4 times.
Get it together.
Yeah. Oh, also, because it was Kickstarted and they promised that if you met a certain tier on Kickstarter, your name would be on the credits. The credits are 3 hours and 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
Which is longer than it takes some people to beat the game.
Wow. Well, I mean, like, you can't really argue with that because it's like,
But why did it take
Literally,
3
how
hours?
I have this listed on my topics list is Mighty Number 9 is a shit show.
Yeah.
Like, so that just shows you, like, that is literally what I wrote down.
No, it's bad. It's
It's
not going
and
well.
I think that people have, okay, so we were just talking in the last one about how people get mad about anything. People have a right to be mad about this, in my
Yes.
opinion. I would be very mad. I'm not invested in the Mega Man series. I'm not, like, super big into platformers in general.
I was stoked about this.
But yeah, I know that you are. Like, you really love platformers. Those are some of your favorite games, if not your favorite genre of games.
Give me a platform RPG, I'd probably cry.
Yeah.
That'd be dumb, but I'd cry.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of like not Paper Mario, Mario RPG or whatever. It's kind of like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going well, to say the least.
That sounds really terrible.
Yeah. Especially, like, the thing that really gets my goat is the delay. 2 days before.
Yeah.
Hey, not coming out anymore. Oh, why?
At least, you know, like No Man's Sky has the courtesy of like 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
Alright, next up we're going to head to the Marvel Cinematic Universe to talk about some Spider-Man news. So as we know, we have Tom Holland, who's going to be playing Spider-Man in the next movie. And we also have RDJ, he's going to be reprising his role as Iron Man in the next movie as well. And Marissa Tomei, Andrew's little girl crush.
As the hottest Aunt May unimaginable. Like...
Thomas is into it too.
It's good.
Yeah.
I think that most guys
honestly,
are.
like, the only way it could be better if it was, like, Natalie Dormer, but she's too young.
That'd be
It's like
odd.
Yeah,
That would
Marissa Tomei is at least,
That'll be like Cousin May.
Yeah, exactly.
Cousin May.
Which makes it sound like a hillbilly.
It really
Yeah.
does.
Kind of. That's very.
But no, Marissa
southern.
Tomei is the best Aunt May so far.
Yeah, but where the news
No
comes in
bias.
with this story though is they've been announcing so many people that are going to be in this movie.
Yes.
They haven't announced what they're doing, so it's kind of just a mystery, but it's a swarm of people who are going to be in this movie. All like pretty decently sized names.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna read off the list, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
So we have Zendaya, who's going to be one of his classmates. Is basically what
She
they
was announced
said.
a while ago, though.
Tony Revolori as Manuel, a classmate rival of Parker's. Manuel. And so Michael Keaton is in the talks. Logan Marshall Green, Bokeem Woodbine. Those are all rumored to be villains in the film.
I think Michael Keaton got confirmed as Vulture.
Is he being confirmed
I
as
think he
Vulture?
got
So that was a rumor. I wasn't sure if that was
Yeah,
confirmed.
I'm pretty
but,
sure he got confirmed.
Kenneth Cho, Jim Morita, Donald Glover, Martin
What?
Starr.
What?
Yeah, Donald Glover.
I love Martin Starr.
I don't even know who that is.
You will if I show you.
Okay. Isabella Amara, Jorge Lendenborg, JJ Toda, Hannibal Buress, Salinas Leva probably, Abraham Atta, and Michael Mando.
Alright.
So all
Go
pretty
ahead.
decently sized names. We can go ahead and start.
I know
Starr.
like very little
Starr.
of them.
I need
Yeah.
Michael
Starr.
Keaton.
Yeah.
You know Donald Glover.
And Donald Glover.
Martin
Okay.
Starr, Hannibal Buress.
Ever since they announced that Marvel was getting Spider-Man back, like, I posted a Facebook status about it 'cause I'm dead serious about this. If Donald Glover wasn't Spider-Man, I would fight someone. And I still stand by
Who are
that.
you gonna fight?
Anyone
gonna
who disagrees with it.
Oh, not just anyone.
Yeah,
They
so
have to do it
apparently
their way.
I need to fight the entire like Marvel Studios company because they all disagree with
Just
me.
show
I mean-
up. Just show up and be like, I'm ready to go.
Except for my dog.
So
Kevin
have fun
Feige.
fighting the Avengers.
Yeah, so I'm stoked just to see Donald Glover involved. I don't care what he does. He's great.
Yeah.
I love him. And also Hannibal Buress.
Well, and I think, okay, so the biggest thing with this, and I mean, even I kind of implied it when I was telling news stories, this is a lot of people.
Mhm.
And some people have been kind of freaking out about this, saying this is unnecessary, why is there so many people that keep announcing
Yeah,
more?
I'm kind
like,
of wondering. I'm just like, can we just have like a superhero movie that has the superhero and not like, hey, I'm
but I-
Iron Man coming in. Hell
What if they form
yeah.
a Glee club?
But what I was gonna
What
say
if
though
they
is I
form a Glee
feel like
club?
for Spider-Man it kind of makes sense though because he's a school kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's
He's
going
gonna be
to
in high
school.
school movie.
So it's like there's probably gonna be some professors in there, you know, because
Minor
that's Donald
actor,
Glover was
Yeah.
rumored to be a
Right.
professor.
Well,
or a
no.
teacher.
I mean, the thing, the one I'm just like, but why is
yeah.
Tony Stark? Why?
Well, it makes sense. If
Yeah.
you had seen Civil War, it makes
Yeah.
sense
It
why.
does
makes
make sense.
sense.
If you've seen Civil War,
See, I just-
Civil War,
We
Civil
know.
War.
We
I
know
lament
Taylor.
for the days when you could just watch the superhero movies that you wanted to and still know what was going on.
But in all fairness,
Born in the
superhero
wrong
movies.
like 5 years span.
I know, I
And,
was.
but you know that's how comics are though. Like that's why there's crossover events.
Yeah.
That's how they've always been. So in a way, it's staying true to comics. That's how it goes.
You're on the wrong side
And I feel
of
like
history.
movies like Guardians you can watch standalone.
Well,
obviously.
yeah,
Yeah.
And like
okay.
even like for the most part, the other ones you can too. I think this is gonna be the first one where we really see.
I think this one even can watch
yeah,
standalone.
I'm
It's
sure
just
you could.
you know, like I said, if you saw Civil War, it makes sense
Cut
why
off.
RDJ would be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
So.
we're done with that.
Give it a shot, Taylor. I know you like Spider-Man.
I'll give it a shot for
I was
Spider-Man.
gonna say I'll make you give it a shot.
The next story, though, everyone here cares a lot about.
I'm
Even
really
Thomas.
excited.
Thomas is off camera, but I feel like if he were here, he'd be like, he'd have some stuff to say. So there's Thomas's fingers making an
His little
appearance,
fingies.
just doing their thing.
Little Thomas fingers.
So the next story that we have is that Darth Vader has been confirmed to be in Rogue One. This is exciting
And
news.
it's James Earl Jones.
And it's still, yeah, it's going to be voiced by James Earl Jones still. Also, like, double exciting. Let's talk.
Okay, wait a second. Why isn't Emperor Palpatine gonna be in it?
We don't know he's not.
Okay,
You could audition for him.
I
You
should.
can wear your
With your
robe.
with your robe.
I'll just put my robe on, walk into Lucasfilm like I'm ready. Make me look old.
Give me some.
Lightning from my fingertips, as it happens naturally in life anyway.
I mean, there is the whole like weird extended universe Emperor clone subplot, so maybe you could be an Emperor clone.
That's a
in movie.
thing?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
But back to the point of Darth Vader, though. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Really cool.
Yeah.
We don't know how big of a role he's gonna play, but I believe they said it's gonna be on the smaller end.
Hey
Which
man, but
makes
it's enough to
sense.
get
No.
James Earl Jones talking.
Yeah, no.
And seeing Darth Vader.
What
so.
if it was James Earl Jones talking and, oh my god, Hayden Christensen, who's actually in the suit?
People actually are rooting for that, and I say no.
I would
No,
love
I
that.
think it'd be
No, I
cool.
like Hayden Christensen.
Well, I mean, you know
know?
what? Whoever's in the suit, it doesn't really matter.
It's a cool
as much.
script.
Guess what?
You know, yeah,
he
it
is
doesn't.
Anakin Skywalker, and you just have to deal
But
with it.
it'd be cool because then there would be that bridge. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
see old Darth Vader, you see Hayden Christensen when he's young as Annie before pre-Darth Vader. So it'd be kind of interesting. He's
Little
aged.
orphan Annie.
Little orphan Annie.
Oh my god.
He's
So
gonna save you, Annie.
he's naturally, obviously, just in life aged a little bit. They can
Yeah.
throw on a little bit more makeup on him, make him look a little burned, and I think it'd be pretty cool.
You know who would be even better as Darth Vader?
Who?
Jake Lloyd, baby Annie.
Oh, the one who's in prison?
Who is like a meth head.
Yeah.
Sorry if anyone who's watching is Jake Lloyd or a meth head.
Well, not super sorry, are we? Really?
I'm sorry.
Well, apparently Rogue One though is gonna take place. It's gonna end. I think 15 minutes in
Yeah.
universe time before New Hope starts. So this
That's
is
pretty
leading
cool.
right to
And
the
that
capture
gave me
of Leia.
chills,
I
actually.
know.
Like,
So
just hearing
it makes
gives me
sense for
chills.
Darth Vader to be in there. They
Yeah.
gotta set him up a little bit.
You've
So-
got my like stupid excitement face on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that and I still got chills.
Yeah. I'm really pumped for it.
I didn't know it.
Bunch of nerds. Done. Top time.
All right.
Alright.
Bunch
Yeah.
of nerds.
Bunch of nerds.
So,
That's all we are.
let's go ahead and let's go into the next topic then.
Yeah.
So-
this one's weird. I'm excited for
This
it.
one's weird. It's a little different, and I kind of I'm gonna give a little bit of background info with this too. I'm not just gonna say it and go right into it. So, Kick-Ass, Mark Miller is the writer of Kick-Ass, and he has said that in the new, I don't know if we're gonna call it a reboot, because it's not quite a reboot. I think the word he used is revival. So he's doing a revival of Kick-Ass.
What's the
and
difference between
See,
reboot
A
and revival?
reboot would eliminate everything
Eliminate
that
the
happened
stuff
in the
that happened
story
before.
and just completely start from scratch. Where
Yeah,
revival is
like
hey, let's bring the series back and continue it.
So, and I
Okay.
think that he hasn't specifically gone into that, but I think that's more what it is. I don't
Okay.
think that he's erasing the history of the original Kick-Ass. So he's going to be doing a revival of Kick-Ass, and it's going to be starring a young black female as Kick-Ass. So, pretty
Do you know
cool
who it
stuff.
is yet?
Oh well, it's
Just the
let's,
book. It's just the
let's-
comic.
Yeah, just the
Oh,
comic.
okay.
So,
Go.
yeah, they're working on it right now. Well, I wanted to give
Oh,
a little-
sorry.
But what he wanted to say, though, is what he's planning on doing is about every 3 or 4 volumes, he wants to do a new person as Kick-Ass. So we had the
That
first
only
guy.
makes sense. So it's always like a young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's gonna do this guy, and then now he has this new female who's going to be picking up the mantle, and then who knows where he'll go next. But he did want to say it's not just like a one-time thing. He wants to make this a reoccurring thing, and that's what I wanted to say before we got into
Okay.
it. So yeah, let's talk.
My first question with this
Mhm.
is the thing that made Kick-Ass being able to go and be a superhero. He wasn't irradiated or anything. Didn't have a bunch of money. Is he just got nerve damage, so he doesn't feel as much pain because he got the crap kicked out of him.
Mm-hmm.
What are they gonna do with her?
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be people that have the same circumstances.
That's true. Yeah, but I'm curious to see how he does it fresh.
What if she does feel pain and it just doesn't matter?
She's just a tough woman.
Yeah.
I'm down. Don't
She's
get
a
me
tough
wrong.
broad.
I'm just curious to see if they do incorporate something like that.
Yeah.
I think my biggest question with it has already been addressed. Like, what does this mean for the previous story? Not that I'm like particularly upset by it or anything like that. I'm just curious.
Oh, the
more
first 2
than
volumes
anything.
are great. I haven't read the 3rd one.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first movie was the first date that I ever went on with my fiance.
Aw.
That's adorable
nice.
and disgusting.
Shout out to Nick.
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. So.
I wonder also if they're going to have like the old Kick-Ass and Hit Girl and stuff like that in the new comics at all. I wonder if she'll have a different name.
Yeah.
You know, but I kind of like
Hit
the idea because to me, like the thing that's really cool about Kick-Ass is like this.
Hit
It's
lady.
just an ordinary guy who decided I want to be a superhero.
Yeah.
And the thing that makes it to where he could do this, you know, different people every 4 volumes thing is because that's such a human story. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like any human could do that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be just like, oh, this one guy got bit by a spider or this rich orphan had his parents killed. You know what I mean? It's not the specific story.
Which
Which
Yeah,
Rich-
what could I be
rich
talking
orphan,
about? Yeah. You know, so I think it's cool. I think
it's cool that they're gonna change it like ever so often too. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Especially because, like you said, it's not something that's like a one-off. Like anyone could theoretically be like, you know what, I want to be a superhero.
It's time.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to do it.
And it's cool too because if one of the Kick-Asses end up dying at the end of their arc, like no big deal, let's keep going,
Yeah.
keep moving on, and it
Just
doesn't
keep going.
it doesn't make death cheap.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Cut off. Wow, 2 seconds late. I'm sorry.
Ooh, Paulina
How
Thomas.
dare you?
So moving on, we're going to talk some television news now. This is our
Okay.
first television news.
In a while.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about Archer. It was just renewed for 3 more seasons. The season before this one was the whole Archer Vice plotline.
2 seasons ago.
2 seasons
Oh, was it 2
ago.
seasons
Yeah,
ago
7 just
now?
came out and finished.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so
We're
yeah.
behind because we watch on Netflix.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had Archer Vice, and now we have like this more incorporated with the CIA, kind of weird. They've changed their name from ISIS for obvious
Understandably.
reasons.
Yeah.
It's kind of a transition-y
Yeah.
phase for the show. So it's interesting that they are, renewing it for 3 more seasons. So I guess let's talk about it.
Well, I feel like because it's a comedy show, transitions because of things like that are easy to address and just get out of the way.
Yeah.
It was a dramatic show. It would
That'd
be
be
a
a
little
lot
more. But
Well,
yeah.
the seasons are gonna be shorter. The last 3. I think they're not.
Are they this the last 3 or is it just the next 3?
The last 3.
Like the 3 that just happened?
No.
The upcoming 3.
Are, the
But are
last
those
3?
the last
I
seasons?
think so. Yeah.
They haven't
Okay, that's
confirmed
what I
that
was
though.
asking.
They
Okay,
have not
okay.
confirmed that, but it would get them to 10 seasons, and people are thinking it's probably going to end at 10
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah.
Which 10 years is a good run.
I mean, honestly, it's not like something like South Park, which is super topical, so they
Yeah.
always have
Yeah.
new
They don't even know
material.
what time frame they're in.
Yeah.
With Archer.
Yeah.
That's one of the best things about
Yeah.
it, though.
Oh,
is-
yeah, no, I love
yeah.
And Archer's awareness, like, what year is it? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna be shorter. But the reason they switched from old Archer to Vice and now CIA is because Adam Reed, who writes all the episodes, said it got really boring writing the same spy shows. So like, if it's getting boring, or like, stop writing it.
Yeah.
And you're making the season shorter anyway because it's a lot of work. Slow your roll faster.
Mhm.
Like rather than dipping quality. Because I didn't like season 5 or 6. So
Yeah.
but that's just me.
Yeah, I like seasons 1 through 4 a lot better than 5 and 6.
Yes.
I completely
I haven't
agree.
seen 7 yet,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
I've only seen a few episodes here and there. But
Mhm.
It's a gem.
Yeah, it does. It has really funny, great moments, and I love shows that do running jokes. Like
Yeah.
that's some of my favorite
I
writing.
just love how many like obscure literary and historical references
Oh.
there are, because I know that, and it just makes me feel like smart and a little bit superior that I catch all of them.
I'm like not
Because that's what
surprised
you
by
need to feel
any
is
of
smart
that.
and superior, Taylor.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I'm also a fan of running jokes and.
Yeah. No,
I
my
actually-
favorite delivery with those, what you're talking about though, is that it's usually from Archer. Like it's
Yeah.
usually him
He's
who's like.
hyper aware of everything.
Yes, he really is. He's like very intelligent, but also a complete dumbass, and so like
Yeah.
that's why
I actually like Archer taught me something from one of those historical things. Like I used it later in class.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah?
when I was in college. But time's up.
Oh,
Done.
all right. We're not gonna
Done.
get to know what he
Oh
learned.
my gosh.
I don't
Calm down.
I don't remember what it was. So.
So yeah.
Oh, so yeah, sorry, I'm tapping a lot and like it's right in
It
Thomas's
was just
ear.
like murdering
And
my
he
phone over
like
there.
yelled at me earlier for hand gestures.
I forgot that like the phone isn't really a good buffer.
No.
So.
No.
All right. I like how we're all just like no.
Sorry everyone.
No.
Blah, 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 blah.
Anyway, moving on to our next topic, we're going to talk about Ben Affleck and Justice League news because he did an interview and he just kind of said a lot. He really. Oh, what's this?
Torment.
Oh yeah, Torment. Okay, yeah, that's
Oh,
her.
okay, yeah.
That's our.
Yeah, that's
We can
true.
share.
That's
Yeah.
true.
If there's
you
enough
wanna say it?
man.
Well, go finish your thing, but
Okay.
I remembered that because it's not specifically on there, but I was like,
Yeah, no, that's
we
exciting.
have to talk about it.
We do have to talk about it.
The teaser comes full circle. This is what I was talking about like earlier.
Yeah.
So.
How other important torment news
Yeah.
to share with you, Emily.
Oh.
So, yeah, Ben Affleck talked a lot about Justice League news. He said that they're working on a Batman script. He doesn't like it yet, so they're not going to go with it.
Good.
But
Yeah.
he wants it to be perfect. And
Good.
I'm so happy about that. He is a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Another
he's
a
got,
Batman-like quality.
he's got Jeff Johns with him too, who's also
Yeah,
like,
he talked
very
about-
particular about his stories.
Yeah, he talked about Jeff Johns' role. He said that it's still ultimately Snyder's movie because there's this whole idea that Snyder's basically been ousted, you know. But no, it's still a Snyder movie. They're still bringing
Make it
his
stop.
idea to life, is what he said. But they are changing quite a bit, and it's going to be. He said there's going to be some more of that Batman humor that it's very like kind of dry and. I don't know what the word I'm trying to look for, but you know what I mean. Like, if you read the comics, you know what I mean. You know how his humor is. The Flash is going to take kind of a sidekick role to Batman, is what
The
he said.
Flashes?
The
That's
Flash.
cute.
That's interesting.
He said that the Flash and Batman will be
What's-
working together, which is kind of interesting
Isn't
because
it
that's.
Ezra Miller
Yeah.
Mhm.
playing
Yeah.
the Flash?
But it's kind of interesting because the Flash is working alongside Batman in Rebirth right
I
now,
was just gonna say that.
which is pretty cool. So,
That sweet marketing.
that sweet marketing.
Yeah.
It's going to be. He said that Batman takes a lot more of a detective quality. There's going to be a lot more of solving of
good.
cases
Sounds
rather
way
than
more fun.
The world's
honestly.
greatest detective is going to be a detective. Who would
Yeah,
have thought?
it's not going to be his like brute strength. He says that Batman's going to be a lot less angry in this movie, and it's
Oh.
more about
Andrew's just like dying of
I know,
joy
yeah.
over there.
All my dreams come true.
So, and then you said you had some news involving the villain, because the villain's Steppenwolf.
Yeah,
That's
the
what it
announcement.
was. It was
So-
confirmed to be Steppenwolf.
Like the band.
yes. Come with me, little girl.
So yeah, Steppenwolf. Well, Batman vs Superman really teased Doomsday a whole lot.
Yeah.
Everyone thought it was gonna be Doomsday in the Justice League movie, and then 2 days after the movie came out, because it was getting such critically destroyed and nobody really liked it, or a lot of people really didn't like it, they released an extended scene with Lex and the Mother Boxes seeing Steppenwolf for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
That honestly, now that we know Steppenwolf is the villain, makes a whole lot more sense.
Yes.
And why the hell did they cut it?
Yeah.
Like, it honestly makes zero
I
sense.
think a lot of the reason why Batman vs Superman
Oh, we should
wasn't
probably start
as
the timer.
yeah. Let's go ahead and start
Yeah.
that.
Actually, we're gonna cut here because Thomas is running out of time. Oh.
I was just saying start the
No,
timer.
oh,
I think
start
I've been
timer.
talking
Okay,
about it
anyway.
for like 5 minutes.
So we're gonna start the timer.
How dare you think you know what's
Anyway.
going on?
I have no
Oh.
idea anything.
No.
All I know is Steppenwolf.
But yeah, no, but I think honestly a lot of the reason why Batman vs Superman was I don't want to say bad because I don't believe it was a horrible movie, but
No.
it wasn't as good as it could have been.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of that was poor editing. Are
Yeah.
you mouthing that it was horrible?
It's so bad.
No, it was.
I
Sorry,
didn't see
go ahead.
It was
I
the
know.
editing. 100%.
I think it was the editing. I think that they made it too dark. I think that they cut some things out that should have been left in, and I think they added too much that should have been taken out.
Yeah.
I will, like, I agree with you. It makes me really appreciate, like, the best editing category at the Oscars. Because I always used to be
Yeah.
like, why does this even matter? And now it's like, oh, it really
Yeah.
It
no,
really
does.
matters.
Yeah, no, it does.
Because if you think about it, there were a lot of parts of that movie that were good. that's just-
Nonsensical.
Well,
Okay.
but I was gonna say it's like because Batman was good, like Ben Affleck was good, Jeremy Irons was good. There was a lot of good. I mean, honestly, the worst part was Lex Luthor for me. I think he was horrible in that movie. But there weren't a lot of good things about it though. It just was rearranged this very contrived, horrible,
Yeah.
diluted way. It
So
was
what did
bad.
you say in the interview?
Basically everything I said already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about Justice League is, and with the whole Steppenwolf reveal and everything like that,
Mhm.
is like nobody's gonna know what's going on, and especially
Yeah,
because
I am worried about
they
that.
also announced that Justice League is no longer gonna be a two-parter.
Yeah, that
They're
was
gonna be
announced.
two standalone movies. They're not gonna be like Justice League Part 1 and Part 2 anymore, which is great, I think.
Well,
think so,
I mean,
too.
I'm just kind of generally sick of the whole two-parter
Oh, I am
too.
thing. It's
Oh.
it's just
It's thanks Harry Potter. Way to go.
I
But yeah.
think Harry Potter is like the only one that's done it that I've been like, this made sense.
Yep.
Because they are such
stuff
different
actually
parts.
and stuff
yeah.
actually happened.
Yeah, because you have
Everybody
the
complained about the first one being like a 2-hour camping trip. I love that camping trip.
That's a camping trip I want to go on.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah. Oh, also new Justice League logo. Go check it out. Time's up.
Okay, time is up, but we have to talk about
Yeah,
this.
I want them
Yeah.
to.
Two of our favorite Game of Thrones men are going to be in Justice League.
No, Aquaman. The movie. I believe.
Oh,
It's
Aquaman.
Aquaman?
Yeah, not
Aquaman.
Justice League.
Aquaman.
What am I talking about?
Suddenly,
still
Aquaman
DCU.
went from being like lamest superhero to coolest superhero.
He was
Let's be real,
always
when you
coolest
say
for
coolest
me.
superhero, you really mean sexiest.
Most sexy,
What's the difference?
wonderful,
Definitely.
beautiful. Literally cool because he's in the ocean, temperature-wise.
It's
okay,
true.
not, but anyway.
Nah, depends on how deep you are.
Yeah.
But basically, what's the actor's name who plays Tormund?
Oh,
Christopher.
Big Red.
Yeah, Christopher something.
Yeah,
Is he-
Big Red's gonna
is
be
he-
Neptune. Is all there is
Something
to
like
it.
that.
Something like
It's
that. I don't know
yeah,
how
it's
to
like
pronounce it.
HV.
Well, it said he signed on to be the king of Atlantis,
So
which is Neptune.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how that works out though. Just
Yeah.
because of like DC lore is a little bit different than King of Atlantis. Because Aquaman is the king of Atlantis. But if
Maybe-
they do an origin story, he will become the king of Atlantis by the end of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe they're just sexy, muscular brothers.
What will be fun?
nothing alike,
Like brothers from
but-
different mothers.
Yeah,
what would
one
be
of them
fun
is
for
tan with
you
red hair, or
Uh-huh.
with brown hair.
Is Big Red could actually end up being Jason Momoa's father-in-law
Oh.
because Mira is Aquaman's wife. She's a redhead. Tormund's obviously a redhead.
Oh, that makes a lot of
So
sense.
that is my theory right now that he is the rival to Aquaman in the movie.
I think.
Oh, I kind of already figured that out.
Yeah.
I mean, not the whole father-in-law, but rival thing. Like,
Yeah,
they're
I
obviously
think they're gonna be
rivals.
rivals, and Mira is the branch between the
So
two.
it's basically gonna be you and I fighting the whole time. Get ready.
Last topic. That's my new thing.
Oh God. Ooh, we can even do that in like.
Sunday.
We could do that in video editing, but like you chose to do that.
Yeah.
We're keeping all this.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we're
I'm
keeping
wrong.
all
No,
this.
I like it raw.
Mm.
I meant like.
Still thinking about Jason Momoa?
Our last
I
topic.
meant like unedited.
Our
raw
last topic
footage.
is about.
Yeah,
how
like
Emily
about
needs to
Jason
think before
Momoa?
she talks. That's gonna be our last topic.
Alright, so the last thing that we're going to talk about is Resident Evil 7. So you just played the demo for
A
that.
couple weeks ago.
Pretty
I
cool.
did.
It was an awesome video. If you haven't watched her playing that, check it out.
It's
Unless
hilarious.
horribly played.
I got
Um,
spooked.
We all
Yeah.
got spooked.
I got spooked watching it. So I think it's gonna be a pretty cool game.
I'm gonna make you play it later.
And something that I'm really excited about though is they are getting rid of QuickTime events, which is amazing.
What?
I'm so
What?
happy because I was so over the QuickTime events in Resident Evil. Let's talk.
Go.
Never played a Resident Evil game.
Oh, I just in the demo that I played was the first Resident Evil anything I've ever played. But
What?
yeah, I just never.
They're weirdos.
How have we not? Okay, well, some horribly played action's gonna happen soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have like the massive like raging hatred for QuickTime events that a lot of people do. Because every now and again I see like, yeah, that works, that's
Yeah.
fine. But I think a lot of games do become over reliant on them, and it gets tedious. I'm just like, can I just play the thing
Yeah.
instead of? Also, because I'm not good at timing for buttons
It
sometimes.
stresses me out, which I think is a good thing in a horror game.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
to be fair, I think because you guys haven't played or the Resident Evil games, especially 5 and 6, they were so overdone that this is really good news.
Yeah.
Like it was almost every action sequence
You know-
wasn't player controlled. It was
Well,
QuickTime.
and that's
The thing is with horror games and QuickTime events, because
It
they
depends
go
on
hand
the
in hand.
kind.
It definitely
like
depends on the
something
kind.
like Until Dawn. It makes sense.
Until Dawn is great in. That's what I was actually
it
gonna bring
works
up.
perfectly fine, especially because it's not like a combat game really.
Yeah.
But with Resident Evil, you know, you've got the shooty guns and all of that
The
stuff.
shooty guns.
Shooty guns as opposed to the
Pew,
non-shooty
pew.
guns.
Yeah.
You fight a little bit, and having
Yeah.
quick time events when you're fighting is kind of like
Resident Evil.
let me win because I'm good at fighting, not because I pressed a button at the right time.
Definitely.
I mean, which I guess is kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of the same, but not really.
The same, but not really.
But I think it just like with Until Dawn though, because that's what I was gonna bring up too, is it's more of a cinematic game.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense to have like the quick time events and like the balancing portion of it. Like all of those things kind of seem fun and
It works.
it works. And you don't have a gun in that game.
No.
I don't. Yeah, no, you don't. You don't have a gun in that game. So it works really well, I think. But with games like Resident Evil, where it is an action-based horror game, I don't think it needs to be in there.
It was action based. They're going back to just straight horror now. Also, something to think about: this is going to be completely VR compatible. QuickTime events would be terrible in VR.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Time
that
to-
would be good.
I
Point.
just thought about that. I could not imagine a QuickTime event in VR going well.
Yeah.
No.
That'd be
So.
pretty strange.
I'm very excited. It comes out in January. I will have my PSVR by then.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Ooh,
it'll
yeah.
be-
So that's gonna be some good times.
Yeah.
Scary
I'm
times.
gonna get really
Scary
busy.
times. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it now.
Yeah.
Be sure to subscribe to us if you
Put
like
it
what
down.
you see, like and comment. Check us out on Facebook. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter. We
Look at
have
our
a
really
cool
cool website.
That's still my favorite thing to say.
Well, because you made it.
And yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
We'll see you next
you guys
time.
next week.